Hello, this is Carl from National RV, and I'm going to walk you through your 2021 No Boundaries model NB16.7. Okay, so you have crank down stabilizer jacks. You just use a 3/4 inch crank or socket on a drill. Your steps fold down and into the trailer. You can adjust the length of the legs by pulling this pin out here, and you can adjust them independently. Of course, you have an awning. Deep cycle marine battery with one LP tank. You have an LP quick connect right here, so you can hook up a grill or any low pressure appliance that you want to. It has to be low pressure though. Alrighty, let's see here. We're hooking up your weight distribution hitch right now, and we'll show you how that works when you come out to pick up your trailer. Okay. I just want to show you on this side here. The water hookups are on the other side, but this right here is a black tank flush. Basically, after you dump your black tank, you can hook a hose up from the dump station up right there, turn it on, and it'll spray out. Excuse me, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank. So it's a very, very good thing. All right. Now you have a ladder, which is important because the manufacturer recommends that you check the roof every 90 days or so. So you figure once in the spring, the middle of the summer, once in the fall. Go up there or have somebody else go up there and check all the sealant on the roof. Check to see if there's any cracking or separation. Just about, you can go for years and years without having to touch this up, or any trailer for that matter. But you inspect it just in case. So you just take a look around to make sure everything's okay. That's important. Alrighty. So you got a 30 amp service. There's your cable. It's 30 feet long. Outside shower. This cable and satellite through. Okay. Alrighty. So let me come up here for a second. Now these are your water hookups here. The most common way to get water to the trailer is through your city water hookup. So you're just going to put the hose on there, turn it on, and you're ready to go. Now if you happen to go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, or you're way out in the sticks somewhere, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. So you can pre-fill that, and then there's an onboard pump to pump the water, so all the plumbing will still work, just like you've got city water, but you'll be pumping it from the tank, okay? Also, there's a drain for the fresh water tank under here. All right, those are low point drains also. That has to do with winterizing. Let's see what else we've got here. Your water heater works on gas and electric, or electric. So one thing you have to know is right down here, there's an extra switch. If you can see it right there, it's a rocker switch. That rocker switch just controls the heating element that's behind this cover right here. It's kind of hard to see here, and I can't see the monitor very well. But keep in mind, there's electric heating element behind there, and that switch has to be on in order to use it. Right now the tank is drained. You can see there's the drain hole right there, and this is your anode rod / drain plug right here. Okay. The reason it's drained, obviously, because it's winterized right now. So before you can use it, you have to pump the antifreeze out of it, and you have to, after you pump the antifreeze out, you have to reverse the valves on the back of the water heater, because right now it's in winterized mode. You have to put it into camping mode. So don't forget that. Never light the water heater or run the electric heating element if there's no water in the tank. You always got to make sure there's water in the tank before you do that, or else you'll damage it. Okay. The way to do that is you'll basically hook up your city water. Excuse my camera work here. You hook up your city water. Then you can turn on a hot water valve. Let's say the kitchen sink. Just turn on the hot water, and air will come out. And then eventually you get some water spitting out. It'll be a mixture of air and water. When solid water comes out of the hot water, you'll know that this tank is filled. Then you can turn it on. Okay. This is a dump valve here. This is your black tank valve here, and there's the hookup. All right. This one down here is gray. Now the black water is toilet water and waste. The gray water is sink and shower water. Okay. So you've got both of them. Always dump the black first, and then you can use the gray water to wash out the hose a little bit because it's cleaner dirty water than the black water. So keep that in mind. This is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there just for service. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. So we'll go inside. Alrighty. Okay, so your microwave, even though it's a convection microwave, it works like any other convection microwave. There's nothing unique about it. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, so it'll work on 110 AC or on LP gas. So you turn it on here. Okay. Right now you can see because of the flame it's on gas. Right. So, but what you'll do is you will choose electric there. You can see the plug, and you can also, this one apparently, I better make sure I know what I'm talking about before I say it. Looks like this one's a 12 volt model too, referred to as a three-way refrigerator. The reason I know that is because I see the AC plug, then there's the LP flame, then there's the battery. So you can actually run this off of 12 volts by doing that. So when you're pulling it down the road, your alternator on your tow vehicle will charge the battery and it will draw the 12 volts off the battery. So you've got three different modes of operation, three different energy sources, so you should always be able to have your stuff nice and cool. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Now this vent hood vents to the outside of the trailer. In between the ladder, you can see there's a vent there. You always want to open it up. There's some tabs on it, so you open that up so it flaps freely if you're venting. If you're not, then just leave it shut. Only open it up when you're going to vent. Your cooktop just lights with a lighter. You just turn it on and light it. Your slide room is right here. Okay. Then you just have lights here. That's your main light switch. This one is outside, I would bet. Is there a light on the outside?
There is. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So that's this one is the outside light. Of course, charging port. Now, right here, this plug here is a GFCI. So all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So even if you're using a plug over by the bedroom, let's say, or the bed, let's say, if it pops and goes out, you're still going to reset it right here because everything's wired through a GFCI. So all the plugs are grounded that way. This is your signal booster for your digital antenna. You can see it's green right there. Hopefully you can see that. You can shut it off, but you won't get a good picture. So you always want it to be green like that. The TV hooked up right now is a 12 volt TV. So it'll run off 12 volt, but I'm sure there's another plug in here so you can run it off a regular AC power too if you want to. Now there should be a Bluetooth speaker right here. I don't see it yet.
It's in there.
Oh, it's in there? Okay, so that would be your Bluetooth speaker. This device down here is your power converter. What this does, it converts a 110 AC down to 12 volt DC. So, let's give it a good clamp here, hold on. Get a better, there we go. So, you can see you have regular household type circuit breakers right here, and they're labeled. So that's AC power. Then the power is converted to 12 volts over here. And you got 12 volt fuses. If any of those fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this perforation here. There's also a fan in there, and you'll be able to hear sometimes when a load puts on it, you can hear the fan kick on. And this is also a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged into AC power, just regular shore power, it'll sense how much energy your battery up front needs. If it's totally charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. So that's your battery tender. Alrighty. Okay. This should be pretty self-explanatory. This vent here is a 4-speed vent, so it's really nice, and it's great because you can run it. Not only for the bathroom, but you can run it. Just let's say it's the type of evening where you're going to get condensation from your breath, and you can just turn that on low, and it'll never get any buildup in the trailer at all. So you can run it for that sort of thing too. And if you turn it on 4, it really flies. It's sounds like a jet plane going. So, okay. Now the toilet, you have to remember that you can't use it dry. Right now there's antifreeze in it because we're winterized. Over here is the flush lever. So when you pull that lever forward, it's going to open the trap. Directly below is the black tank, right? So you can't use the toilet with the black tank empty, or else you'll have a really foul smell. You won't do it twice. Let's put it that way. So the thing to do is, after you hook up your campground, you hook up the water, the power. Come in here, and you'll pull forward on the lever. Water will come swirling out. Swirl around the bowl and go down the trap. You just hold it for a little while to put about a gallon or so of water in there. It doesn't have to be exact by any means. Just use common sense and get some water in it before you start using it, okay? That's important. Now, this is your carbon monoxide, the LP gas detector here. It tells you if you have a carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas, so I'll turn it on here. It'll go through 2 self-tests. One more coming up, there we go, and back to green. So if it goes off, open the door, get everybody outside, shut the tank off at the front, and then figure out what's going on. Sometimes cleaning chemicals can trick it. So if you were spraying some chemicals by it and it went off, you would pretty much know that you did that. But pay attention to it, and it should always be green. Also, if it starts beeping very, very slowly, it's telling you that your battery is low. So it's also a low battery alarm. This is your control panel. Whoops. Let's see here. You turn your water heater on here. Okay. Your water pump is right here, and then you can check all the levels.
Test those?
The levels.
Yes.
You just push the button. That's the battery. That's charged.
Yep.
But you always check the battery when it's not plugged in, because if it's plugged in, it'll show charge.
How do you check your waste?
Right here, it's fresh water.
So you just push that button and it'll okay.
Yep, your fresh water is empty, and then it graduates up in 1/3 increments, and they light up. Then you go to the black tank, which is empty, and the gray tank, which is empty. So once you get past like 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the tanks. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Your thermostat, you just hit the mode button. Right now we're on heat. If you keep going, it'll go through. That's off, obviously. Fan, air conditioner, and back to heat. Always try to run those on auto. It just works better if you do it that way. Let's see what else we have here. Of course, your air conditioner. Let me see here. Yeah. So the air conditioner is wired to the thermostat, which is good. Sometimes they have controls right on it, but yours is wired to their thermostat. Okay. Now, one thing you should know about these blinds here. Right now it's about right, but as you travel with it, sometimes they'll start to just slide down once it gets broken in a bit. So all you do, if that happens, basically the rule of thumb is the tighter these are, the tighter the blind will be. So you're just going to pull this line through and tie another knot in it, maybe a 1/2 inch higher, so it tightens this up, and that problem will go away. You don't have to bring it in for service or anything if you're out camping somewhere, so keep that in mind, okay, please. Let's see if I forgot anything. I think we pretty much covered it. Those are emergency windows. Okay. Alright, so thanks for pushing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I told you about inspecting the roof seals? That's the most important thing I can tell you about owning the trailer. So make sure you do that every 90 days, and you'll always be in good shape. Thank you.